Alright guys, what's good? Today I want to talk about something a little bit more deeper, and it's not really about self-improvement. It's more of like a channel update and where I want to take this channel. So I've been thinking quite a lot over the past few days on what I really want to do at, with these videos and stuff. And I do really love making these YouTube videos, but to be honest, I was, for the first year, maybe first year and a half of YouTube, I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, you can look back at my older videos and they're actually like terrible. I didn't know what I was doing, but most of all, like that's fine. Of course, everyone starting doesn't know what they're doing, but I wasn't even improving on each video. Like I was just releasing videos each week, thinking that YouTube was just gonna pick them up, right? Over the past maybe 6 months now, I have taken it a lot more seriously. I've been actually like, analyzing the analytics, and I even took like an SEO keyword course on YouTube. I've watched a bunch of videos on how to grow on YouTube and stuff. And I would say that my titles have gotten better, my thumbnails have gotten better, all that stuff. But I wanted to look more in the big picture of things and where I actually want to take this channel. And so started out as a productivity channel, and it kind of morphed into just a general self-improvement channel, which it is right now. But I kind of want to narrow the focus down a little bit. The reason being is because I'm into self-improvement, but of course there's areas where I feel like I have more personal experience in. And so if you're just making videos about general self-improvement, there's some videos that I make that I'm like, well, yeah, I do this, but I'm not like the best person to talk about this and stuff, right? And so what I'm going to be narrowing my channel down to is more about mindset and self-confidence, self-belief. I know that sounds kind of like corny and all, but I really do think that it is one of the most important things. If you don't believe you can achieve one of your goals, like you literally will not achieve it. And by the way, let me just say this. This channel is not going to be, I'm not just going to make some videos on how you have to be toxically positive. Like you have to wake up, look at yourself in the mirror, oh, you're great, you're whatever. No, it's not gonna be that. But it also isn't just gonna be. I'm not just gonna tell you guys to, forget about what you're thinking, forget about what you're feeling, and just like get the work done. All right, because my opinion is actually, it's different per each person. It's different for each personality. And I love personality books, love personality tests, because I think it is important to not, I think, especially in the self-improvement world, we just think that, these certain hacks, certain tips and stuff are good for everyone, but it's like, no, they will work for some people and others it won't. And so on this channel, I want to go a little more deeper into helping people understand how their mindset like affects their thoughts. No, that doesn't even make sense. Their thoughts affect their actions, right? So why can I talk about this though? And why am I kind of passionate about it? Well, like I said, this is mindset and stuff like that is one of the things that for me is closest when it comes to self-improvement, and it's the thing that I've actually transformed like myself, because a little bit about my story. I was born in Canada, grew up most of my life in Alberta, Canada, which is a province in Canada. And at 14, my family decides that they want to move to Portugal. So, to give you some context, I don't know Portuguese. I had all my friends in Canada. I had my learner's license, so I wanted to get my license when I turned 16. I was already applying for some jobs. I was even doing some volunteering. So, like, for me, when I was 14, I was like, oh, I'm finally getting started with life and stuff. And I've always been, I don't know, one of those kids who just like always wants to be older, I guess. And this is a random side tangent, but I feel like there's not a right or wrong when it comes to uh, people who always want to be more future facing. So like I feel like sometimes parents are like to a younger kid, oh, you need to start thinking about the future more. And sometimes they're like, oh, you have lots of time. But it's like, well, it can be either. There's no right way or wrong way. It's just depending on the kid, depending on the maturity and stuff. Anyway, I'm going off topic here, but I have thought about this type of stuff a lot. And so yeah, anyway, we moved, and I have a decent family. Like I don't have any crazy troubles or anything. But one of the biggest things I went through was definitely just things to do with mindset and thoughts and stuff like that. And I just had a lot of negative thoughts. I didn't really believe myself at all. And you can see this in like my older videos, I'm just speaking off a script. Like you can tell I'm kind of nervous, right? And now I'm just like sitting here talking about this sort of deeper subject, and it's easy for me. Unfortunately, I tend to yap on it. It's already 6 minutes. I don't know how much it'll be when I edit it, but anyway. So throughout the years that I've been into self-improvement, which basically I started my self-improvement journey when I turned 15, so we were already in Portugal, and I started reading some self-help books and stuff, and I got into it. And eventually I started the YouTube channel, just thinking that I wanted to make a productivity channel. I didn't even know anything about YouTube. I didn't even watch like any YouTube. Found out about Ali Abdaal, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be the next Ali Abdaal. Then I found out about Iman Gadzhi, all these other YouTubers. And yeah, I think it really helped me. I have a lot of respect for some of the bigger gurus, you could say, because they really did help me out a lot when it comes to just my mindset, seeing what's possible, and being able to realize that my goals and stuff are actually possible. And so, yeah, I started out as like not very confident, didn't believe myself, didn't believe in my goals. I just had dreams, but I was like, well, I hope this happens. And now I would say I'm pretty confident in myself. If I say, if I really believe that I want to do something, like I 100% believe it. All right. Now, it doesn't mean, there's a bunch of things that like I wouldn't say because I don't really want to do it. But let's say one thing, someday I want to own a Mercedes G-Wagon, G63, I believe it's called. I don't know. I'm not really a car guy. It's just a car I like. But yeah, someday I want to own that. And in my mindset, I believe 100% that I will own that car someday. And so yeah, I've transformed my mindset a lot. And yeah, I want to start making videos more about that. And a lot of my videos have been very like general and sort of just like these hacks and tips and stuff. But to be honest, I don't know how much this shows through the videos, but I do really like talking about deeper things and stuff. I told my sister the other day, like a week ago or something, I was like, I feel like I could just wake up and 5 minutes later, if someone wanted to, I would be willing to have like a conversation on, what's the purpose of life and stuff like that. I don't know. I do love talking about deep things. I don't know if I'm good at debating, probably not, but I do like analyzing both sides of different views and stuff. Anyway, so on this channel, I want to talk more about mindset, and I also want to go a lot more deeper into that and trying to help people figure out. It's kind of for the people who want to achieve more, want to achieve their goals and stuff, but they need to change their thoughts. They need to change their beliefs, their belief system, and they know that they need to change this because that will allow them to achieve the goals. So yeah, I don't know if this all makes sense, but just something I had on my mind, and I am probably going to be changing a little bit of my videos, still in self-improvement, of course, but I just kind of wanted to narrow it down because, I can keep making general self-improvement videos, but what's, why would someone watch my videos when they have Iman Gadzhi, Hamza, Ali Abdaal, It doesn't really make sense, and so I want to narrow it down to a specific topic that is very close to my heart, and I maybe don't know a ton about, but I've experienced a lot, and I've thought about it a lot. So, yeah, with that being said, if you're interested in that, and you're new here, make sure to subscribe. And, yeah, as always, You are capable. Keep improving. I'll see you in the next one.